Where's the truck?
Yeah, it's a picture about like a
Yeah.
global abundance for everyone, GPMS. Yeah.
Hello to everyone. We are on January 14. It is about the North America meeting. We have with us Rick George, Gpms.world, and also Serg. Serg, I do not know. You are Canada, United States. You are both of them.
No, I'm in the home in Canada now. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much that you started with abundance, because this is exactly what we are creating here. And Rick, you send a message, and I would like to be here by everyone. It is a very important message because you started to touch on the International Court of Justice, and I would like to hear more about that and what you are saying. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Beatrice. I think I'll put the video off, though, because it gives me stronger internet. And if you can't hear me, please interrupt. Worldwide, before I go into this, what I need to say is, within nations, there is law. So each nation has their sets of laws, if you will. And of course, it's all artificial. And then there is what is called international law. And when we go to international law, international means two or more nations. But it's important to know that when we speak of international law, that not all countries are part of this and they don't obey or abide with international law. And what's more significant for all to know that China, the US, Russia, Iraq, Yemen are five that are not part of international law. And when you look at these are three of the biggest superpowers, if you will, in the world, with the biggest armies and militaries too. Now, this is significant where these countries are not part of international law and do not need to abide with it. And the reason why this is so important, it's the reason what happened over the last 3 years, why the individual human rights, and specifically the unalienable right of self-determination, was by every country, or most every on the people. So having said this, there was no one to enforce international law if any one single government becomes tyrannical or corrupt. For with international law, the ones that joined it is more or less a gentleman's agreement just to give advice to the other countries that violate the law, and to suggest for other countries to, in a form of retaliation, to apply sanctions or what have you. But what occurs is there is no accountability, especially for any country that doesn't belong to it. And we'll take the US, when they go and begin wars and inflict harm upon civilians, which is more and more of that has been documented. But to go to the fuller extent, so the ICJ, they can pass judgments all they wish, and the same as any tribunals worldwide, they can pass judgments. The problem is there is no one to enforce it. So really, there is no international law to protect the people worldwide. So what GPMS is doing is universal law, and we are establishing that worldwide. And once we have the majority, it is enacted worldwide. So having said this, this provides the full protection for the people. So the International Court of Justice, again, it doesn't have any enforcement arm, no enforcement agency. For example, if a government gets corrupt, it doesn't have any enforcement agency to go in and remove that government in any nation to protect the people. So there is the unwritten, if you will, it is the unwritten moral obligation of the peoples worldwide when when the people are endangered by the governments worldwide. It becomes the unwritten moral obligation of the people to stand together. And it cannot be contested when the majority of the people do this, because again, they are morally obligated. And where there is no enforcement agency upon the planet, the onus falls on the people to be that enforcement agency. And to be that, you need the majority people um, to replace any structure, any power, or any government that is tyrannical. So everything needs to be ratified by the people. And also with this, even though, let's say, there's 197 countries that are part of the United Nations, part of the international law, even though there is that many, all of those that are members of it have not had it ratified by the people. So it doesn't hold any lawful status because all you have is the representatives of the countries. But when you go deeper into international law with the countries that are part of it, these countries openly state in their when they joined, they openly state what they agree with the laws and what they don't, meaning that even though there may be 197 countries that are part of international law, the individual countries don't agree with all of the laws. So that is important to know as well, because again, it shows that there is no real protection and that the individual governments, where they do not agree with the unalienable rights to the fullest extent, you need to take more of those countries out that are really not for the people, and you need to add them to the 7 countries that are not part of it. So you have many, many more countries, and I didn't look at the real number of how many that are part of it because in reality, there is no lawful stature with international law, with the United Nations, in any of that. And also, what I need to say and reiterate again, in tyrannical times like this, with tyrannical governments, if you will, the militaries cannot act in any single country nor worldwide either, unless they have the ratification of the majority of the people in their country, but also worldwide, because it is the people that are the actual employers of the military and the police, not the governments, if you will. So any action by the police contrary to the public and the public's interest in the military, they are actually acting unlawful. And with this, I take it a step further because the good souls, if you will, that are in police and military, then they are faced with the decision to step down from their jobs, from their careers, because in the end, they have to support the people and morality. If they don't, they become criminal, as the same as the criminal government that give them the orders. So they need to go, if you will, what you would call with the military, they need to go AWOL, or they need to leave. They cannot abide with any of these orders that is against the people in the individual countries, but also worldwide. So it is more to the extent of the lawful status of the universal law of what GPMS is why it establishes peace. For the simple reason, if you ask the majority of the people upon the planet, nobody wants war. They all want peace. So when the majority of the people are gathered together, there is and will be peace. So I believe, and when you look at what they refer to as the Nuremberg Treaty and the Geneva Convention, see, none of this holds weight for the same reason. It hasn't been ratified by the people, and not all nations or governments have agreed to this. So none of these are a binding contract on any governments, and none of it is enforceable upon any governments. And in this barbaric, tyrannical time upon the planet, again, the onus is on the people to take action. And that's what's occurring. And this is what GPMS does for the people. So not only does GPMS free the people worldwide, it restores the independence on the individual level as well, which makes it the most concrete and the most sovereign. And the word sovereignty in its true definition has been distorted in the past to support the evil regime of governments and other power to make people think or be under the illusion that they were a sovereign nation or what have you, when in fact that is the lie and is the illusion. But I'll stop there. Thank you.
Yeah, there are also other two strong questions that are coming also this week, just again. One of them, it was also about the number of the darkness that it is still on the planet, but you answered already today. It is about, you said probably around 1 million or something like at this time. But only the number, I believe that this is not enough, because via the ascension there, probably they have not such power over us as they had before. So the other one, it's still coming from the people that they are not awake and not full awake. And they still believe that GPMS is still doing nothing, but you just said that there is not a consensus to have these international laws. So practically everything that they are acting with no law. But they started to invoke do not harm, but at the same time, they are not able to see what GPMS is doing, and it's saying all the time the GPMS does not still touch the concrete things. So it's like, if I have the law, I can do everything starting from today. If I have not the law, I can do nothing. Then I start all the time to fight with others. So what are these concrete things that they can do? It's first of all to be in a continued fight with the actual system. These are the concrete things that they are doing, but they do not really remove the system, and they are not doing the consensus, the worldwide consensus of the people just to have the planet, and they resume to one area, one specific area or another area, and are saying, if I'm awake in this small area, then I'm doing my part here, that I am a true leader of the people because I'm doing my stuff here. Then I copy paste things from Gpms.world. Then I will insert on my plan or program. Then I will give a partial information to the people, then I will succeed probably in this area, and the rest of the world needs to do the same as I'm doing. So my answer to that was all the time because I received also an invitation. So I'm living in Canada, and I received the invitation to be on the street in Romania. If not, the condition was that he will do not speak with me because I'm not on the streets right now with everything that is happening in Romania. But my answer is, I do not know if the people understand that our home, it's our planet. It does not matter if you are in the street in a country that is recognized today still area per countries or not. You are in your home, and everything that you are doing in one place protects all others. And when you are not giving to the people the all information as GPMS is doing, and you are keeping and giving them only partial information, you are not a leader of the people. Because the truth, it's all the time the all truth. You cannot come with partial truth. This is not the truth already. So what could be added on this direction, Rick? Because the confusion is still here, and I believe that this is coming from the ascension, especially from the masculine side, because the feminine reacts better to ascension at this time.
Well, let's look at this. With anyone on the street, they have a communication channel which they communicate on, let's say with Germany, to organize the protests. So, they have this online, and what we are the guardians, and we are online. And a lot of these ones that have begun to protest in the past, if you will, we have reached out to them. Now, when they're not responsive, it means you will. So, having said this, our proper place is where it is now on the internet, gathering those that are in alignment with going forward. If they're on the street protesting against governments, if you will, it means they're still in aggression, they're still in fear, that they are not open enough yet to see GPMS. And ideally, what GPMS is looking for, the leaders that knows what GPMS is. And having said this, GPMS is the only concrete thing that is being done worldwide for the people. It is backed by a all-inclusive universal law that protects the unalienable rights of every individual. It's being done in a ratified form with everyone that agrees, which is very important, which enacts it into law for the individual, even though yet it may not be fully respected by the outside world. It doesn't matter, because we are building it, and eventually it has to be. It's inevitable. So when you take movements like within the nations, within Germany, within Canada, if you will, what they are doing is they are protesting nationally against their government. But the thing is, they are ill-informed to the extent that they don't know that all of the governments are a network worldwide, meaning that in reality, they will not have any success nationally. This is why GPMS is being done universally, so that we break that worldwide network, that syndicate of crime, if you will, against humanity. So the only way to do it, and do it peacefully, is just replace it. And GPMS is doing that. There is no place yet, at least for us on the streets, when the people cannot even find us and see us on the internet. They're not going to see us in huge crowds on the street yet. So, that is what I would say with this. When you look at Germany, how quick, if you will, that all over Germany that they were able to organize their protests, and not only Germany, the other countries that joined in. When you look at that, there is a huge communication channel that works very rapidly for them. And when you look at GPMS, it doesn't look like that communication channel is extensive, and it isn't. Because if it was, GPMS would already be done. But the point I am making, one of the reasons why it isn't, is because we're the ones in any country or nations like Germany, they just don't see the GPMS option yet. And it's not that it wasn't in front of their face. What I mean when they can't see it, they are in such a level of fear and lower consciousness yet that they cannot see it. They don't know that it exists. So the only concrete thing that we can do, which we are doing, is and what occurs, there is a divine aspect to this as well. What occurs when they are ready, they see GPMS, and the leaders will see it as well. If that, and what you were saying with the actual darkness upon the planet, it's less than 1 million. When you look at the politicians worldwide that's in power and you add them all up, you come to about 47,000. That's a small number. Then count up your handful of elites around the world. You come to about 225,000. So it's much less than 1 million. But the reason I say it's just under 1 million, because they have bottom ones, if you will, as well, that does their bidding and have been silenced and intimidated because of fear. But nevertheless, again, less than 1 million is no match to 6 billion people. So common sense would tell any strategic leader or even any general, if you will, of a military, common sense tells anyone the strength in numbers. And when you combine a majority vote where the majority rules, it's all over. Meaning no more war, no more peace, and everything that GPMS has. So it becomes no excuse by any genuine leader of the people, and especially any military, to denounce in a way to push away GPMS. Because, the light bulb should go off instantly with any of these so-called intelligent ones that are speakers and leaders for the people. But I'll stop there.
Yeah, so it's just also because you touch on 1 million individual of the darkness that really they have known the power that they had in the past. It is also good for the people to know the real number of Gpms.world, because we have still some data entry to do, because some people in some area of the world, they have no internet. Then practically the consent was done, giving them the information and going to their door. And it was by collection, and right now that it's in place data entry. And the real number at this time, it is not about 80,000 people, it's about 1,080,000 people. So this is at this time, and we continue with other meetings and other groups as well. And it is also about India, it is also about UK. So right now just started a little bit more to come all together. And also I would suggest, if will be possible, because we have leaders almost in so many countries, if the movement become like international, because right now we have Germany on the street, we have Romania on the street, we have probably France is coming, and also something in Canada is prepared for January 20, despite the cold that it was yesterday, like -50. So probably they hope for a warm weather on January 20 and after that. And so if this is coming international, probably a Zoom room meeting for the people, Gpms.world should come in a way of 24 hours, all the time open for question and answer, and everybody can come. Because when the people, they are on the street and they think to the liberty, to the freedom, it will be so good for someone just to go there and try to speak with them and move them on the internet. Then there, via the Zoom room and everything, we can inform them, and we can give them a lot of information. So in Canada also we have serious housing crisis that it is generated by the darkness, because Canada is such a rich area that normally has no problem, but all the problem are coming all the time from the darkness. And I would like again to inform the people, until I will start to hear this information from the people themselves, I will inform them all the time. With Gpms.world administration, the housing, it's free, it's nobody will pay nothing, it's given on the people name, and it is coming in organic form. It's coming in 3,000 square feet and above. It's coming in beautiful ways, and individual housing placed directly in nature. And if someone wants still to have apartment, there will be a building very high, and you know, it depends how you want, one floor or many floors, or but very bright, very big and everything, and the most important, organic and free. So Canada has not a housing crisis. United States has not a housing crisis. The people that they are coming like immigrants at this time, they are moved by the darkness from one side of the earth to another side. This is nothing else. So when the peace is coming, the people may want to return, or the people may be, will be free to live where they want in the world. So I don't believe that everybody will want to still live in the United States. This is because of the actual system and the war. This is the reason. So as if the real American, they have a housing problem, or the Canadians, this will be extraordinary to come and to get their information from the Gpms.world Zoom room. And as I said, this will be open many hours per day, immediately as the events will start. And this information has to be given to all the people, because we need to become strong in area, because there is no any kind of housing crisis. We have a peace crisis and we have a darkness problem and nothing else. Yeah, so Serge, if you want to add something from your ways, you know, from United States, Canada, and what the people are thinking and what is really happening.
Yeah, I can add my maybe couple comments. It's about Canada, about Toronto, because I live in Ontario, and I see in the news it's like city of Toronto trying to raise the property tax for the owners of the houses. This is gonna push people to see like the city doing nothing good for them. They just raising taxes because they need more money, because they're saying like Toronto accepting more and more immigrants from the world, and the government of Canada doesn't want to give any extra money for the city, and just city has to raise the taxes from the owners of the houses. It's gonna push owners to, I don't know, protest on the streets and just, I don't know, making decisions. And there we are. We're gonna come over to the streets and show the placards. We have a choice. Gpms.world. Go and just put your consent. Yeah, and also like darkness playing their cards again. They're trying to give in Canada, for example, like 2,000 universal income for everyone. They're just trying to make this like, I don't know. They're just probably testing the water, how it's gonna be, how people gonna react. But the thing is, they wanna rule like if you receive the 2,000 per month, you cannot work. If you're gonna work for some cash or other work, this 2,000 will not be like taken to you, give it to you. If you work, for example, and make a cash in 1,000 somewhere on the sides, they can only give you 1,000. That's it. But how you can survive for 2,000 from no job, just 2,000? It's not even enough for a rent. But how you gonna survive? So it is gonna again push the people to the streets, and there we are. We're gonna come over and just show them the choice. Yeah. Anyway, I have one more comment. It's about how the US attacks the Yemen. It's like I hear in the news that the Minister of Defense of US didn't give the order to start it. They saying he's sick. He's like gone for a couple of weeks. Look like that guy is like, I don't know, it's that guy is like Floyd Austin. He's good guy, but he doesn't give an order. They push him away. If you don't want to do what we're telling you to do, we're gonna make you sick. We're gonna like, I don't know, hide you. And it's look like AI ruling the US Army, because like Biden said only on the news, they're gonna start the operation. And that's it. It's like who's ruling the operation? No any general response. It's like look like AI just making war operations in the Yemen and in the Red Sea. It look like AI controlling the US Army. Yeah, and Israel Army too, because they're like in a big mess in the field and land operation. It look like they're all in the hands of AI. Yeah. So if they're gonna make it like these decisions, people will see it's not good for anybody. They just go again for the streets, and it's like faster. It's coming faster than we think. Yeah, more protests this year. More protests. More people will be disappointed and will be on the streets, and we have to just start our job. It's like going and just telling them what is waiting for them, what is the future. So just give them a choice. Yeah.
So how to remove the people from the street is just easy. Right now it's also cold outside, then go a little bit inside, and it takes only 2 minutes your consent on GPMS, and after you have Zoom room open every day for GPMS. I'm available at 7 p.m. Toronto time for Canada, United States, so they can come every day, and practically we can move forward from here. Is just to start to ignore the buildings of the government and start to take decision for yourself, but come in mass. Because when you come in mass and you ignore all other laws and everything, and you start with universal natural law, then this is happening. So it's like regarding the so-called martial law, it's the change, the actual government that it is an evil government. This is even not about of the military that can change all the government in the world. If it was possible, the governments in the world were already changed, but this never happened. They had all the time infiltration and problem. Right now, they are calling also after the people. So right now they unite with the people. So this is not martial law anymore. But unite with the people and keeping the people on the street and moving from one location to another one, and being in a conflict with government and fighting the government. This is still not something that that GPMS likes. So could be much more in a peaceful way done via Gpms.world. And the strategy, the best strategy, it's inside of the natural law, and it's coming forward via Gpms.world for the people. So if this start to be implemented worldwide, the peace is assured, and nothing as you already described, or even worse than that, that maybe is coming from the darkness side. This never can happen again. So it's like, you know, and right now inside of this capitalist system, because we have the profit and loss all the time. And you know, sir, that Canada had also a second Canadian convoy, because the first one, the people said this was going nowhere because practically they were inserted by, they were practically manipulated by the Freemason and everything. And the second convoy that also Rick was involved in meetings with the head at the time of the second Canadian convoy, that it is practically an international one. What happened, their conclusion was do not present natural law worldwide a solution. It was to start step by step with farmers to create a parallel system. Right now, the movement on the streets in Romania is coming first. So this is coming second after that with other kind of cars and everything. But the first one started the farmers, exactly as in Germany. And the farmers started to claim their situation. And when they start to claim their situation, they have also, I'm not saying that they are protected inside of this system, because this is not true, but they have more support, like they are inside of an association. When they come with, you know, big cars, and they come in team because they are supported via their association of the farmers to gather at the same time, etc. But someone from the from Romania observed that practically the poor one that is living to the country has no real support. So we are speaking about farmer rights, we are speaking about this kind of stuff. But farming at this time, it's like any other company. It's like it's in a profit and loss. So can be in bankruptcy tomorrow. We all understand that, because it is all about the capitalist system. But at the same time, could be also in gain if we'll have loss and customers and everything. But here inside of Gpms.world, we care about everyone. It's not only about the farmer, we care about all the poor. So there is no need to have representation as association that will be working for you to gather and everything, because practically you are moving forward with a system where everyone is included. It's in all-inclusive system. So this is outside of the capitalism world, where there is no gain, no loss, and where we have a lot of things given for free, just because we are energy and we are divine beings and everything. And in exchange of our working time, that will be only a fraction of the time per week as working time, we'll have everything that we will need, and all of us become rich. So this perspective is not shared to the people. And I was looking also over the internet, because all the time the freedom fighters over the internet, they share what happens on the street, what happens, but they do not share the solution. They share all the time their what they are asking inside of the actual system, but they present all the time they are still moving in circle. They are still not going outside of the matrix. So they are still inside of there. And we have good military, and as Rick said, even the military has darkness influence and everything. So this darkness influence of the military and also the police that right now try to stop the people from their own movement, moving forward, asking their rights. So we see that this is coming to a fight because the people, they are not able to unite outside of the actual system, then the fight is not possible anymore. So what I would like to add also, it's to start to share in like make like a small translation of a video, or start to share your own video and asking the people to come inside of GPMS and try to get contacts right now from the street and try to move them inside of the Zoom room and everything. And also we need to put some our free hours in order to have more hours for the Zoom room meeting in not per country, but per language, much more than that. It's not per country, needs to come per language. Then the people can access the Zoom room and they can speak on their own language. This is very important. So what I would like also to ask Rick, because Rick posted on the Facebook about an ambulance in Romania, that he hear an ambulance every day, and this is not normal, or even many times per day. So what happens there in and Rick is placed in the mountains, so Rick is not placed in a city where we have a lot of population. So it is placed in an area where the population is not so big in area. So what really happens, Rick, there?
Yeah, with there's a couple small villages.
Is the access of the internet? Yeah.
Sarah, can you hear me well?
Yes,
Are you able to hear me?
yes.
All right, I'll retry it. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, so what's occurring? There's two small villages here, and we are, um, let's say, yeah, it's a rural area. But what it is we've been here about 3 weeks, and it's about every day that we hear at least one ambulance or see it, or sometimes more than one go by. Now there is a small highway, uh, so they come to the village, but also they go on this other small highway, and there's only little villages around here, if you will. Now, as Beatrice said, the population here is very low. And let me say, when I compare this rural area that we are in, when I compare it to when I lived in Nova Scotia, about the same size of an area, I have heard in about 3 weeks more ambulance sirens and seen than what in about my entire life in Canada, where I had lived in the rural area. Meaning that, this is totally abnormal. I put the post on Facebook, as Beatrice said, and others are responding around the world as well, confirming and saying in their areas as well. So, we know many, many more are dying, and of course, many complications. So it's increased I need to say more than tenfold. We have said this 3 years ago or even 4 years ago prior, what would occur. And, this has been put out there and has been censored, but it's happening and it's right on time. It was given by medical doctors that were silenced, and they give it about 3 years. Well, hey, guess what? We're right at that time, so they were very accurate and knew what they were saying, what is occurring. And we also knew this, that it would occur. Um, so just to say it's being confirmed that it is real, it's realistic, and it's also another reason why the people need to, right at this time, need to unite. Because what occurs, everything is energy, and once we raise the vibration of the planet,
Yeah, Rick, we cannot hear you. Yeah, we cannot
many
hear
that
you.
are sick now, they're up in a higher energy heal that they may not. The last you heard.
Yeah, so when we rise the energy of the planet,
Oh, all right. I'm gonna put my video. Yeah, I'll put my video. Yeah. So as we raise the vibration of the planet through giving the people the GPMS, which is it's not hope, it's more than hope, being actualized, if you will, and they can see it through the consents that it's actually being done, as I said. So as we raise the vibration of the planet, what occurs is that many that, let's say, were somewhat sick, they can recover. And not only that, there is the new technology and also taking the ownership of this medical existing technology that can cure many. So again, there.
yeah, we cannot hear you. Yeah, so Rick, it is lost. So when we have the system or the new technology, it's coming. So at this time, inside of the actual system, the new technology cannot come because also the new technology can be manipulated, and this is.
Oh, there's Beatrice. Yeah, she come
Yeah,
back.
I was also gone, and I'm coming back, and it said that the recording is still working.
Yep. So everything's great. So we're still here. Sergey and I were speaking a little bit while you were gone.
Yeah.
You were in
Yeah, the
another
problem is
dimension.
that I am the only one that records. This is the problem. So everyone needs co-host here. So if it has a computer or something, like, it is all the time better to start also a recording to have like a copy of the meeting if it is necessary, because I can be lost also because of the internet measure. Yes, Rick, so we were not able to hear you anymore. You were to the point to speak about the great influence that the people may have with the higher consciousness, and they can help others that have not good health, and also the new technology coming.
Yeah. Are you able to still hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So to keep it simple, I believe I went through it most. Yes. As we raise the vibration of the planet, as we give hope to the people, it raises the vibration. It takes them out of a lot of stress because the people, don't have much direction at this time. But by taking ones out of stress, then they begin to heal. They begin to recover much quicker. And with this, without us explaining to the people worldwide how metaphysics and creation works, simply we can give them that, yes, let's say the governments do have the technology to heal ones, but again, we need to take ownership of this, all of the healing technology and modalities worldwide so that we can heal these ones that make it. But again, the real truth is, as long as we stay in this lower density, if you will, more and more will die, and they are dying, and that's what you're witnessing. But, on the other hand, the more we can bring into GPMS, the quicker and get it around the world, what it does is it uplifts the vibration, and many more will make it through it. So in more than one way, more and more are awakening. And what I wish to say very quickly with Canada and its ventures again, with the ones leading these convoys and protests, the problem is not with Trudeau, it's not with the Canadian government. The problem is, again, what I spoke about with all of the nations that are not part of the international law. And, more noticeably, you saw with the US and China, these two that I mentioned that are not part of international law. Over the last several years, you've seen their presence with their military in Canada as well. Now, having said this, if Canada was safe with international law, you would not see ones that are not part of international law in the country. So it tells you that something else is going on. And the actual truth is, Canadians, if you will, can do what they want to try to take their nation, but it's not their nation, it's not their government that's the problem. It's the big powers that I spoke about, Russia, China, the US, and that conglomeration is the real problem. So by ones individually in their countries, they cannot solve the problems at a national level. It has to be done worldwide, universally. Yeah. Could you hear all that, Sergi?
Yes,
Okay,
we were able to hear that. Hello, Emily.
Hey everybody, so good to see you guys here. I have a special guest. I'm gonna introduce somebody to y'all today. I'm overwhelmed with a lot of joy and excitement. I'm so excited for y'all to see his face. Are y'all ready? Rick, where's your camera? I'd love him to see your face today, brother.
The internet is not so good in Romania. Hello.
World. This is Jacob.
What's up, man?
I just pulled his ass out of a lower timeline. And he's really interested and ready to get involved with the Gpms.world. I've been able to give him bits and pieces about it. We're still processing and integrating and working with it. So we're here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jacob.
Yeah, welcome,
we want
Jacob.
to hear from you. Just I have to share something because in the last time or so, GPMS was, I'm not saying under the pressure, but there are people or groups of people that they try to put pressure on GPMS to do something else than GPMS is doing. And because GPMS already passed twice through this kind of stuff, so it is good to speak about the religion. It is good to say that GPMS, it's all about freedom of belief. And GPMS will never ever start to implement one religion from one area to another area in the world. So this is not Gpms.org. And if the people wants to try to remove what GPMS it is in reality and to come with infiltration for the and practically coming with tactics on the actual guardians of GPMS just to be able to start to speak something else than the real content of Gpms.world, this will never be approved by GPMS. So for all the people to know that the freedom of belief, it's one of the unalienable rights, that it is also presented inside of GPMS website, and we have unlimited unalienable rights since the creation, and this is not possible to go against this freedom of belief. So Gpms.org will never accept one religion to take over Gpms.org. So the people inside of GPMS are welcome from all the world. Yes, Emily.
So I'd like to just kind of say that, you know, I had a conversation with my oldest daughter a couple of weeks ago, and, you know, I was telling her that these sort of things were occurring in the GPMS. She's not here working with us. She's out there surviving like everybody else. And I told her that these people, these newcomers had showed up to the GPMS, you know, and they come in and it's like they want to start rearranging the decree and the inalienable rights. And they want to say, oh, well, this person does. Oh, no, we have it lined out. It is very clear. Freedom of belief, freedom to sustenance, freedom of expression. These are inalienable rights that each of us are individually born with. And Beatrice, you are absolutely on point. You can't change the laws of nature.
So they try to say practically when they are coming, they are trying all the time with the wording about the God, and also they are attracted because I'm speaking all the time as divine law. And I also stated in my last meeting in Romania with a leader of a group, of a big group there, there it's only one divine law in all the world. It is the law of one. It is universal natural law, and from there all religions started. So what happened in one religion or another one in time, this is not my business. But speaking about divinity, God and everything, everybody is free to have her or his own belief. So when we are saying a system for how we are soul inside of the body. We are not only body. And we are eternal, we are infinite, we are divine. So you cannot create limited money for the people that they are infinite. You cannot create something like borders or something like this is simple, not divine, and the people, they are divine. So you need a system that matches with the soul. Then a system that matches with the soul, it's all the time about unalienable rights and are unlimited, and also unlimited money based on intrinsic value. So this is Gpms.org and will never change. If the people believe vary from a location to another one, or they may try to come inside of GPMS and asking what it is my own belief, and based on that try to switch me to act on that direction or appropriate direction, this is not working. Gpms.org, it's international system, and it is universal natural law, it is the law of one, and from here all the belief started. So we are just to the source, we are just towards the source, we are just towards the beginning. So this is nothing that can be changed because this fits with our soul. This I wanted to add because I supported some conversation in the last time, and I would like to share this information to be seen by all the people. So nothing can be changed inside of GPMS. GPMS is gift from divinity. It's an international system based on our soul, how we are. And the $10,000, I started to be asked also, what we will be doing with the people that they will refuse to work, for example, because the $10,000 will be given not in exchange, it's not like a salary. Then they are saying, okay, so the people, they have the opportunity to work and they need to work, but they can also refuse to work. So what Gpms.world will be doing? We do not give them the $10,000. And I said, yes, we receive all the benefits and everything, but I don't believe that GPMS is about the fifth dimension and higher. I do not believe that an individual to the fifth dimension and higher will reject the working time or fraction of time per week. And if this is really happening, all of us will see what could be the solution. And I do not believe that somebody wants to have their name inside of a list presented in a free media because it's not working and all the others are working. I do not believe that. And especially with all the life that you still have, I truly do not believe that. And this was also the question. So what it is your point of view, Emily, and also Sergey, and also Rick, about, for example, when we give the money, the $10,000, we are saying that the people need to participate in the administration with their working time, but this is not happening. So what is your opinion about?
Well, with this, Beatrice, when you look worldwide, I'll put my camera off here so the internet stays good. What I need to say, human nature, if you will, means that they like to do something. And when you look worldwide right now, the majority of the people are already working. So if they have a gift now where they only need to work a fraction of the hours what they already work, they're going to do that willingly. And where you have the majority, if you will, well, I'd like to say you have a huge number because I don't have the exact number, but you have a huge workforce already worldwide, meaning that uh, you are going to have more than enough to do the essential goods and services. And you're also with this, with GPMS, you're going to be ramping up mass production of the technology that even does more of the human work, meaning that there'll be even less work to do for anyone as we go forward very rapidly. So with this, you may have a few, yeah, that won't want to do anything, but are you going to allow these few to spoil it for everyone by having a thought that a few wouldn't do it? What does it matter? You know, there's going to be enough that are willing and want something to do. You'd be totally bored with not doing anything all the time. So there may be a few, but the majority are going to be more than happy to do something, especially, with a fraction of the hours. So it doesn't matter if a few doesn't want to work. Like, who cares? I look at myself. I love doing a little bit of work, and so meaning that I'd be more than happy uh, to contribute to the worldwide community. And also, when you look at humanity worldwide, uh, it's the majority that are already in their heart. And with this comes their moral obligation and moral responsibility to play their role in the worldwide community again and to be responsible. So when you look worldwide, it's already established that the majority, if you will, are worldwide are responsible and are responsible citizens in the old world. So that's not going to change. You're going to have more than enough to run the logistics of the planet. We're simplifying everything. So for any, that says that, there's still suggest for them to switch to the positive mindset and to have more of the information before they speak about that because of what I just said. And if anyone stops to think about it, I mean, if you look worldwide now with yeah, so I shouldn't need to say any more. So ask them, are they going to let one spoil the whole party just to please that one? It's absolutely preposterous and ridiculous, and that doesn't occur.
Yeah, so practically you are saying that Gpms.world is keeping the commitment for all the people to receive the $10,000 for every woman, every man, and every child. Thank you so much. This is extremely important for everyone. And with the new technology, I said also in the morning in the Europe meeting, the life expectancy will be just higher, will be around some hundreds of years ago and also thousands of years. And will solve a lot of illnesses that the people fight today and everything. So this is just coming in a way that practically, even that right now you are thinking that you cannot participate to the large community, to the worldwide community. In the future, this may be very well changed by the new technology that is coming. And another question was thinking a little bit all the time to the new technology. The people started to associate the new technology coming with the AI and everything. No, so my answer was that we are beings that anyway we needed to live long time, like hundreds of years and everything, but we are poisoned every day via food, via air, via water, via everything, and also bad news, and also all this pain that we have around us. So all our environment is toxic. So this is the reason that we are on the situation that we are also ill at this time. And Gpms.org solved this situation quickly. So this is not about the AI, it is not only about the technology, because as a spiritual being, we can arrive to a state where we start to heal ourselves. And also by cleaning the environment, we clean all the illnesses and we heal practically. So what can be said on this direction too?
Did you ask can we shorten the question, Beatrice?
Yeah, so practically our capacity to heal in the future when we come when we are on the fifth dimension and above. It's not only about AI, because the people started to associate all the time the new technology. Based on new technology, you live longer. It's not only based on new technology, because we have our capacity inside. We are the best machine in the world, practically, our body and everything. And our spirit has this ability. It's just what you want to add.
Rick, do you want to answer this, Rick? I feel like you're better versed.
Oh, just just what I would say with this, if you could hear me, is that, yeah, what you said, Beatrice, I'm going to put off the video, So it's just what you said, you know, the access in the least to the new technology, the new healing uh, technologies and modalities, but also, you know, for any that, let's say, believes in the Bible and what have you, when you go back to the days of Noah or what have you, you know, they lived for hundreds of years, and part of the reasons why many are not living that long, let's say, in the recent past is because of the chemicals and foods and all of these things that are put everywhere. GPMS cleans us all up as well. So if that answers, you know, your question, but also on the higher level that many are in, let's say, this ascension where what is happening upon the planet is unprecedented, where ones are able to, from a higher level, access immortality within their self, the divine ones. Uh, so this is done on a let's say it is and will be done on a level that may be unseen to many human souls because the human experience needs to remain intact somewhat. So there is different dimensions, there is different levels of reality, and the truth is what we are at the soul level, we never die. Yes, and in this great time upon the planet, many are taking the physical vessels forward into the multi-dimensional experience in the least. But again, what I would say is that any that are not in alignment with ascension and what is going on, this, you know, is not really for them, if you will. So, but nevertheless, for them to keep it simple generically, yes, the technology and even more, and what will be delivered to the planet. If you look, if you took a poll worldwide, I think it's over 70%, perhaps more than that now, believes in ETs, aliens, if you will. So, and I need to say this because with that also comes uh, technology that is delivered to the planet. So these 70% plus that already believe in it, they are already and will accept this very quickly as well. And to some degree, you also need to counter in when you have more speaking freely, which is occurring, you're having more that are already sharing their experiences of being on ships and what have you. So this is also this knowledge and truth and purveying of what is really true is spreading as well. So I needed to add that in. And also, very simply, one thing, uh, your mind can make your body very sick, but also your mind can completely heal your body. So it's with the consciousness, the super consciousness, the evolution of that, what is occurring. As you said, Beatrice, you are your own medbid, if you will. But the problem is upon the planet, it is the vibration of the planet where GPMS is the solution because it raises the vibration up into the joy factor above the stress. And this is what eliminates sickness and disease because all 99% of any sickness or disharmony is caused by stress energy, and the other 1% is also eradicated. The other 1% of injury is caused by accidents, which is caused by negative energy. So again, when the negative energy is taken out of the environment, you are not going to have accidents and such. And it's also one of the reasons why you don't need any type of insurance in the future, and it's not excuse me, it's not part of the future, and you're not really going to need hospitals like you have now and healthcare facilities. In the future for humanity, they will be non-existent. You will not need them. And I could be speaking about 10 years in the future or 100, but what I need to say for it will not be long at all. You will not need any form of health care. Yeah, thank
And
you.
I would like to just add to that, Rick. And the reason because of that is because when everyone is in that state of abundance, then that brings everyone into also a state of bliss. You don't have that stress. You're not worried about the finances. You're not living in fear that you can't feed your children. That stress energy is completely zapped. It can't exist in that abundant state where everybody is literally living in joy. And, there's nothing but happiness. And so I just wanted to add that. That's what GPMS is created for everybody on earth. Happiness, joy, abundance, peace, freedom. That's what GPMS is all about. It's about making everybody's lives better, liberating everybody from all of this toxic, stressful energy that we've all been trapped in for long enough. It's been long enough. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, and with this, very importantly, so many more are becoming empathic, which simply, is the sensitivity to energies. So, on the high vibrational side with this and what it does to us when we have the high vibratory days, you're almost floating or like walking on the moon. And I need to say this because again, as we go forward, raising the vibration with GPMS, no one, the more we go forward and the bigger the vibration gets with GPMS, ones are going to choose it even more quickly and want to get rid of the old and all of the old feelings. Because part of the evolution of humanity as a whole is the empathic ability, the ability to feel energy and frequencies. And everyone is going to choose the higher frequency, the joy and the good things, the joy, the love, the peace, the harmony, what makes things work so easy and fluent for everyone. And, very quickly, yeah, the old ways, they cannot go back. And, there is no normal to go back to as well. So I wanted to share that. Thank you. Having said this, Beatrice, and everyone, I'm soon going to go. It's getting late here and it's been quite a long day. So with that, I wish to say love, light, and gratitude to you all, and good meeting you, Jacob, and as well. Good stuff, brother. Yeah, right on.
Thank you so much, Eric, to be here with us and to share everything.
Yeah. So I'm going to go now. Love, light, and gratitude. Woo! Have a beautiful
Woohoo.
day.
Thank you, Rick.
Right.
Well, I want to say real quick before, it feels like this is going to be a short meeting. That's okay with me too. The grandbaby's going to wake up. I feel like this union that I have with Jacob, it's happening like super fast, and we're literally like removing all sorts of conscious blocks that maybe, you know, things were trying to keep us apart. So instead of letting us work together.
Yeah, we've been friends for like 13 years.
We've been friends for 13 years, and the universe just kind of,
yeah.
and now we're kind of stuck like glue, and
Yeah.
it's great. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see what the two of us together are going to be able to work through, because he's super, super, super highly aware. And I'm so grateful that he's here and that he gets to meet y'all. And I want to give you a little bitty update in the US. Of course, this is a huge update for the US. Look at Serge. He's like, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Hey.
But the numbers in the US are still moving kind of slow, really. And again, I see a lot of people still trying to let go of that ball and chain called politics, that old fucking voting system that doesn't even count our voice, does not once actually record our energy, because even if people are giving their energy to it, they're not being counted. So that ball and chain of politics, you know, I feel like the people are finally going to wake up and realize that they are not coming to help us. And most importantly, we don't need anything from them, because we are the power. I feel like people are going to realize it. It's happen. And once it happens, the consents in the UPMS, in the US for GPMS are going to go through the roof. That's what is coming through my heart. Let's go.
Yes, Emily, so I am so happy that you are saying that for the United States, because also I hear much more coming also for Romania, but not for Canada at this time. For Canada, I hear that in the past, but nothing was moving forward since that time. Right now, it's coming also from Romania, and also the information that all political parties are corrupt, and the politicians were paid to do this dirty job against the population and everything. This is coming forward. And when the political party are rejected, there is only one solution. It's about autonomy. Right now, Emily, also, we have small groups that started to form, that they claim only the autonomy, but without natural law. And I said all the time, autonomy with just artificial laws, this is not working. And autonomy system that it is the self-governance, to be well understood by some that they still believe that the autonomy, it is a separation of an area. No, it's not about that. Autonomy, it's about self-governance, because I had also this question. So autonomy, that it is about self-governance, can practically not be done and cannot resist in area without the natural law. Then the group started to copy Gpms.world, and they are saying, yes, we inserted the natural law because I'm already speaking about do not harm, and I'm already speaking about unalienable rights for the people. Yes, but at the same time, only speaking can implement nothing. And if Gpms.org information is not shown, then the consensus for all the world is not happening. And the monetary system that it is with unlimited money and based on intrinsic value, it is inside of Gpms.org. So for all the groups that they start to speak about autonomy and self-governance, this will be a very good time to unite with Gpms.org, and do not start to believe that this autonomy, self-governance can start somewhere and this will expand. This will do not expand like that. It is Gpms.org that is doing that. And the autonomy system, it is exactly the self-governance. We just never wanted to speak about self-governance as self-governance, because has the word govern inside, then the people are still, the people practically are ungovernable. So because of the wording of the govern inside of the self-governance, we started to say autonomy system, but it is the same. So yeah, this is a great news if this is coming from the United States, especially because there we have a lot of Trump supporters, and we have a lot of yeah, so practically the people from the United States started to wake up to the point that they are able to understand that it does not matter the political party, they are on the hand on the same system, because this is all the time that happen in the United States. It's one political party or another one, but both of them, they are the hands of the same system. So this is excellent because this circle of darkness that it is practically the matrix will start to be removed. So if this it's coming out from the United States, I may say this is the effect of the fourth dimension of the global consciousness that the people started to be recognized since December 2023. So this is just amazing. And right now, another sign that I saw also, and this is almost everywhere, it is about that the people started to reject the juridic system, the judicial system. Okay. So this is just coming, moving forward. I see some interest in some lawsuits regarding the medical stuff that started and that happened. I cannot say exactly the name because if I will insert this video on YouTube, the YouTube will block our account. Then I cannot speak exactly, but the people may understand. So, and I will see how this will make some justice for the people, but practically we know that we are living in a system with no justice, and Rick George just spoke from the beginning of this meeting also about the international law and about the law in general that is not enforced by the people. And even the Nuremberg Code, it's nothing else than a gentleman agreement and everything. So we have nothing, and from nothing we have everything inside of universal natural law that we need to move forward with. This is all about. So Emily, it's about also my proposition, because you were not here. I do not know if you hear me. So Emily, my proposition, because the people started to take the streets, the Zoom room will start function much more than only Sunday. I'm already keeping every single day, 7 p.m. Saturday, 7 p.m. Toronto time. So this is Zoom room, Turtle Island Zoom room, that it is Gpms.world, because Turtle Island it's 100% Gpms.world. And if it is a group of the people that they really need to access to another hour, is just to inform me, then I will open the Zoom room and I will start to answer their question. So Gpms.org for the North America has a Zoom room in English. Unfortunately, I cannot cover Spanish. This is not possible at this time. But the Spanish is covered from the Spain. It's covered from Gpms.org Spain. So right now we have also Gpms.org Spain, and they can go towards that direction and to speak on their language that they understand. And for those speaking English, they can come here from North America. And it's not only for North America, it is available for every individual from the world that is speaking English. Emily, you have, I cannot hear you. Emily, you are mute. Emily, you are mute.
Oh, honey, I was saying something to someone.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. I don't have anything else to really report. I haven't been able to do I did a fundraising campaign. I told the Gpms.world Facebook group, this is a fundraising campaign so that I can print some flyers or we can get something else in the works. Of course, you know, over here in the US through Thanksgiving and Christmas and the New Year, they were centered around spending money on this ridiculous consumeristic holiday, and all of that cycles, you know what I mean? And I never did have any nothing. They're not doing anything over here in the US. It's me and a handful of people that are pushing the Gpms.world in this country. And like I've said in every other meeting I've sat in.
So if you have a bank account for this fundraising for gpms.org, I can also insert the link on Turtle website.
It's real simple to print out some flyers and pass them out to people around you. That is not hard. And I've said this in multiple meetings to other contributors. If you have, you know, $25, because you care about the Gpms.world and you want to see it up off the ground, you make that your pure intention to put that $25 into printing something and sharing it with the people around you. It's that easy, because the only job that we have is to make sure the people know that they have a choice. And until they all know that they have a choice, they're going to continue to make the same dadgum choices.
Yes, exactly.
If they know they have another choice, they will start choosing it. And so that is my contribution to this meeting this week. Take that little bitty, you can literally go to vistaprint.com, print some business cards for $20, get 1,000 of them, just start handing them out. Because that's all you have to do is make sure that people know they have the choice. Because this is all about our free will. And we are here to liberate our free will from these corporate thugs that put their hooks in all of us and try to convince us that we have to participate in their game, because we don't. We are free to choose what we want to do as long as I'm not hurting somebody else. I love you. That's where we are in the US. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here, Serge. I appreciate your presence and your energy and your good, strong, masculine ground that you bring to the space.
So, Serge, if you want to add something for the meeting of today.
Yeah, I'm happy to see you, Emily. Happy with your friend Jacob. It's like nice to see you guys. Welcome to the board of the GPMS. And it's like, yeah, you're right. It's like simple cards to give people around. You know them or doesn't. It's like gonna make a decision sooner or later. Especially, it's like the protest gonna come all over the world. It's gonna be easy to meet people on the streets. It's just easy to give the cards away. It's a super decision. Yeah.
Yeah, so just I want to add that today it was a full day of meeting for me. UK had also a couple of meetings already, even that are not recorded. I was in one of them, and practically there will be groups also from UK that can touch also Canada that may come. So right now they are to the point to ask questions. Somebody already accepted today gpms.org, so just wanted more information. So this is coming, and this is worldwide. And I cannot speak much more about Philippines, that from there we have already 1 million.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah.
I mean, the Philippines, they took off, right? They surpassed Thailand. Once they saw the vision and they grabbed it. Wow.
Philippines, it's about more than 1 million at this time. It's just not yet on the website. And I sent a message to Michael and to the IT, and Michael, I told him it is about 33,000 hours just to insert 1 million of the consents right now, because these consents were gathered door to door and everything. And he said, let me some time to think. And I said, yes, this is not a problem. But a few of us, we started to enter these consents, but it's like 2 minutes per consent. So it is a long time. But anyway, this is coming. So this is ours. This is clear enough and it's given. So they are part of Gpms.world. So Gpms.world right now, it's about more than 1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to add something, if not, I'll close for the day. And for sure, we are here and we can meet anytime.
I just want to say it was an honor to meet you people. And safe travels and love and respect to what you do. And looks like you're wanting to try to help people. So Emily's going to teach me what she knows. And I'll see if I can help out. You know, I'm all about people having freedom because right now no one is free in this world. This is a giant police state ran by whatever personification of Satan you choose. That we're in deep shit if we don't have some kind of fix. So
That's right. Yeah.
I'm going to run to the mountains and get stoned if all else fails. So I'm with you, bro. For real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome, Jacob. Welcome to Gpms.org.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
I
need
work
you.
for. I'm taking a mental health break, and I'm gonna do some basic intern type work for a while, just relax. I've got Emily, a longtime friend, and you know, it's a blessing. Lots of personal stuff, you know, but it's beautiful though because we have a beautiful friendship and we're beautiful lovers together. So we're gonna go to the mountains for a few weeks and see what happens, you know. So
Yeah.
Yes. And
Go
be
do some
around this North American meeting on the Sunday.
Yeah. Are you Lithuanian, Serge?
I'm Ukrainian. I'm born in
You're-
Ukraine, but now in Canada. Canada, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Watching everything from 50,000 feet, huh? Watching
Yeah.
everybody look from right here.
Yeah.
It's good to meet you. Bless you.
Good to meet you too. Thank you.
thank y'all for your time today. Beatrice,
Okay.
thank you for continuing to host these meetings because, you know, you have everything that you can do it. And I'm so grateful that you do. I love you guys. We'll see y'all next week.
Thank you so much and have a great day to everyone and see you next Sunday. And never forget that we are here and we can open the Zoom room anytime for any group from everyone. And also Gpms.org is running also Zoom room every evening, 7 p.m. Toronto time. Thank you. Have a great
Thank you.
day.